Donald Trump coming out earlier this hour, as you saw right here on The Real Story, saying that he has now signed, he signed this. This is what he signed. This is the pledge that the GOP, the RNC, wanted him to sign and all the other candidates. Well, then he took a lot of questions.
Yeah, I got nothing. All I have, I really got nothing. The question was, what did I get for signing the pledge? Absolutely nothing, other than the assurance that I would be treated fairly. And I've seen that over the last 2 months, but they really have been very fair.
Joining me now, Guy Benson, Fox News contributor, political editor at townhall.com, and Simon Rosenberg, president and founder of NDN and former Clinton campaign advisor. Great to see you guys. There was some pretty good entertaining theater going on here on The Real Story a little bit earlier. Guy, let me start with you. What'd you think of it?
Well, look, first of all, I applaud Donald Trump for taking the pledge. I think this is something that he had to do. This is someone who has changed his party affiliation multiple times over his career. He's changed his opinions on many issues. So I think it was important for him to lay down a marker and say that he was not going to abandon the party that he now purports to be a part of. And so that was good. And then actually, for the whole press conference, I have not been a fan of Donald Trump. I've made that very clear in my writings and on the air. But this, I think, was one of his better performances. He was sharper. His rhetoric was more focused. It almost seemed like he had been briefed on some issues. So I think he helped himself today.
Okay, Simon, what do you think?
Oh, it was an incredible performance. And, you know, look, he's going to be very hard to beat. You know, I just don't see right now who of the other Republicans are strong enough to really take him on. His message is tight, as you heard. He's improving as a candidate. He's a very formidable national political figure now.
I know.
I believe that.
It's unbelievable. I think politics is always fascinating, but especially so far in this cycle. Do we have producers? I just want to ask you, can we go back to that poll that we were going to do at the top of the show, the new one, the Monmouth one that just came out? Guy, okay, because let me just give you the facts then, because we can't put it up on screen, but I'm interested, Guy and Simon, for you to comment. In this poll that Trump has jumped to 30%, killing everyone else, basically, Ben Carson is at 18% second. But when you do a head-to-head matchup, Trump kills Jeb Bush 56-37, but Ben Carson beats Trump by the same margin, 55% to Trump 36%. What are we to make of that, Guy?
Well, it's the summer of the outsiders. People cannot stand what's happening in Washington. They are uneasy about what's happening in the country. Much of the blame, I think, rightly is placed on the political class, which is why you have people like Trump surging, and his message is resonating. Ben Carson's in the same boat. You also noticed during the press conference a shout-out from Donald Trump to Carly Fiorina, who's now made it into the debate, another outsider. So I do think, and especially the head-to-head with Jeb, the Bush campaign's been pushing back. There's been a war of words between Trump and Jeb Bush. And I think for now, Trump is getting the better of that fight. Although I don't agree. I have a lot of issues with Jeb Bush, and I have concerns about his viability as a general election candidate. One of them is not fluency in Spanish. I mean, I think speaking to voters who speak Spanish in their language is not something we ought to be attacking.
Got to get Simon in here. Simon, I want to play, before you comment on that, I want to play this other soundbite from Donald Trump today about spending his own money, because I think this is such a huge thing for him. Listen to this.
Those people that are putting up those millions of dollars have total control over your candidate. I will tell you this. Nobody's putting up millions of dollars for me. I'm putting up my own money. In fact, I feel a little bit foolish. People are offering me millions and millions of dollars. You know, when you're in first place, you can collect so much money. And I keep turning them down.
All right, so Simon, first of all, he also went on to say that just so you know, Jeb Bush is going to come after me with negative ads, but just remember that all of those are paid by lobbyists and, you know, other kinds of groups, not his own money. So I want you to comment on that first, and then the Ben Carson thing.
Sure. Yeah, look, he's running as a guy you can't buy. I mean, he's running as an independent man, I mean, a Republican, but he's, you know, out there saying that I'm going to do the right thing for the country, make the country great again. It's a very simple message, and it's working. I mean, it's really working. And I think just on the part of the polls, Gretchen, is that what's amazing to me in this Monmouth poll today is Walker down at 3%, you know, Bush in single digits dropping down, and Christie out of the race, Paul out of the race, Perry out of the race, right? You've had this collapse of the more establishment candidates that's profound, and I don't know that they can get back up again. I don't know at this point.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But 10 seconds, why does Carson beat Trump handily?
I don't think we know yet, and I think we've got to watch, this play out. And it's still early, and Trump is continuing to gain strength, and his ceiling is getting higher and higher as we go deeper into this race.
We've said on this show a lot of weeks ago, this is the year of the non-politician. We'll have to see if that continues to play out. Guy and Simon, thanks so much.